Okay, you did some heavy lifting with the client success path, right? Hopefully you've done it. Have you done it? That would be one of your action items. We'll be able to track you down if you haven't. Here's the thing. The client success path is really important because it gives you that measuring stick and it gives you a way to be able to celebrate the people you are working with and could be working with that are making progress. That's why I want to talk about in this particular lesson, and it's something that I call the inner circle of your business. Now, you're going to hear me reference this probably multiple times. You'll hear me talk about it now, probably when we get into the clarity module, and even so when we get into the growth and automate module. The bottom line is, once you have that measuring stick, you're going to be able to identify how and when people are making progress. And when that happens, I want you not only to celebrate them, like we talked about, but I want you to share those stories, your client success stories. Let's fill in the inner circle now. What I discovered is that as I start celebrating even the little things during each transaction on how my clients were making progress, and even when they were already closed, I would celebrate them even after the sale, month after month. And something magical happened. As I was celebrating people's progress, both online and in note cards to them, more people began to get inspired and refer business and share what and how I do real estate with their sphere. Now, that sounds simple and, but we do that now. But I saw more clients taking action to send me business when I celebrated them in every step of their life and their journey of buying and selling, not just near the end of the sale. Every time they completed a step, call it a stage in the client success path of buying or selling, I would celebrate them, and those little pieces of encouragement created an amazing return of events. It created the inner circle, was born. From the marketing standpoint, this becomes really powerful. You probably already know that people buy people before product or service. Well, today, people need stories to connect with you, reviews from others to get social feedback. They need to believe in some cases. If you tell stories of other people, like your customers and clients, who had a problem and experienced a dramatic transformation or happiness factor, other people will be inspired too. It's these stories that are the most compelling pieces of marketing material you can create. Now it all starts with you meeting a potential client. And then your sole job is to either find them a home or sell them a home. You know there are steps to get that done. You can see that they are making progress. All of that accounts for something. Once someone has made even a little progress moving forward toward their goal of purchasing or selling, you have a great story to share. Now don't minimize this part. When you've got a great story, the next step in the inner circle is to share that story. Now, most real estate agents, most people understand that from the concept perspective, but what few people do is they don't actually document the process, and they don't ever actually get to share the stories properly. Now, I have obsessed over this in my business. In fact, we obsess over every little minute piece of progress that people make. I can remember back when I first started real estate, I would have these corny certificates made up in the office for buyers. I know that sounds so old school. And they would say, "You're approved," or "You found a home," or "We're under contract," and "You got through the home inspection." People probably thought I was crazy. I thought I was crazy, but I was trying to celebrate every step because those steps are what actually got me and them closer to closing. They felt so special. I literally grew my referral business with this one organization where I was getting relocation referrals from 6 deals that year to over 25 deals in the next 6 months after I started doing that. Now, we will be talking about sharing these successes of all levels that a client achieves on social media, within our community, or market area. But the bottom line is this: every story matters, and you want to make sure you document it and track people's progress. Then once you've got a story, you want to be able to share it as many places as possible. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But here's that bottom line. This is what your client success path is so important. Because if you don't know what progress people are making, well, then you can't share those stories. More importantly, if people don't know what those milestones are, then you can't cheer them on and encourage them after they've accomplished those things, well, then you won't be seeing progress, and then no progress, you won't have a good story to share. We want to know what the before story is, where they are now, where do they want to go, what milestones have they crossed, what progress are they making, and document it. Create stories, share them, and share them often. And we'll talk a lot more about how to leverage my inner circle in the marketing and in the content a little bit later. With that, this concludes Module 2, the Foundation Module. Again, if you've got questions on the material that we talked about, please engage in the discussion below, because we're here to help, and so is the community. Again, make sure you take time to download the workbook PDF below and fill in your client success path. This is going to be critical as we head into Module 3, when we talk about clarity. And that's all for now. We'll see you in Module 3. Take care.